Hi everyone, and welcome back to Sit in It for a Bit on a Sunday with Arne and Carlos, and we are as always your hosts.
Arne Carlos.
And here we are, back with another one of the podcasts where we sit and you guys knit, because we can't multitask.
We tried. I think we tried on the last Sit in It for a bit.
Yes, we did, a little
but
bit.
I had to give it up.
Yeah. Anyway, this podcast is a recap of everything that is going on here in Arne and Carlos land. And sometimes there is a little bit of knitting and crocheting and embroidery thrown in, but it's maybe a lifestyle thing, right?
Probably more knitting on every other Sunday.
Yeah.
Not every other Sunday. We do other things.
Yeah.
But, this is a recap of what we're doing, and you can knit while we talk.
Yeah, exactly.
So and right now we are in a hotel in Oslo, because this is pre-recorded, because we have to go out sometimes and work.
Yeah, we haven't done a live Sit in It for a Bit in a couple of years now. We used to do them live at a point from all over the world when we travel, trying to keep it up, and then we weren't able to, and now we do it every other week on Sundays. This way we can plan them in advance. And when you watch this, or at the time that you're watching this, we're actually in Venice at the Biennale. But we're recording this in Oslo before we go to England. So by the time you watch this, we will have been in Oslo, and then in England, and then in Venice, and then we'll be on our way to the On Top of the World cruise that we organized.
And we just came back from the other cruise. So last time we did Sit in It for a Bit, it was on the ship on the way north, I think. Or was it on the way south?
On the way south.
On the way south. We had a really bad background, and I think this background is a little bit better, but I think we're in the same color scheme.
So we had two choices. We had two choices. Either we did the curtain that you see behind us. On the other side, we have the door with a map of the escape route in case of a fire. So yeah, we figured this backdrop here is more glamorous than that backdrop over there.
I can't drink more coffee. I had so much coffee this morning.
Yeah, that's the thing when you stay in a hotel. You get a lot of coffee, a lot of tea.
And what is always bothering when you stay in a hotel is that sometimes you can't understand how the coffee machine works.
Yeah.
And recently I've been traveling with instant coffee. This time I forgot my instant coffee, but in this room it was even hard to get warm water.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well, the warm water, we have it in the bathroom, but
for
the coffee machine is not good.
And we're going on to England, so I hope they have a good coffee in the room, because I forgot my instant coffee.
Yeah, exactly. So things we hate about a lot of hotel rooms. A not very good coffee machine. Sorry, I was going to say something else.
So the coffee machines are always a problem, or most of the time.
And then when you have hotel rooms where they don't have plugs on the sides of the bed.
This one has plugs next to the bed, but in some rooms you have to go down on the floor to find the plug, and then when you have the alarm in the morning, you have to get up and look for the phone on the floor somewhere.
Yeah.
Or
we don't like that.
And you also have the coffee machines, or the water boiler thing, and the cable from the machine is too short.
Yeah.
So, and actually there's no plug around the machine, so you have to bring the coffee machine on the floor.
Yeah.
And then you plug it in. Yeah. That also happens.
Or the kettle is too tall, so it doesn't fit under the sink. So it's in the bathroom, so it's difficult to fill it with water.
And this time it said actually on the water thing, you should fill the water tank behind the coffee machine with a mug.
Oh yeah.
And there's no mug in it. So how do you fill it then? So I used the cup, and I filled it up with a cup.
Yeah, so, and this is all proof that we've stayed in too many hotels in our life. When we know all the things we hate about hotel rooms, and
Oh, you could make a perfect hotel room.
Actually, we're going to renovate Arne's old studio, because we moved into the extension. So all Arne's old studio is now, we're going to do that into a closet and a guest room.
Yeah.
We know exactly what to put in it to make it nice and cozy for the guests, and to make sure that everything works. And plugs on either side of the bed is very important.
You need that.
nowadays with all the devices you have, you need that.
Although we don't need a coffee machine in the guest room, you can go down to the kitchen. But
Right, yeah.
you can't do that here.
But like a nice touch, like a little pretty can, a mug with water and glasses by the bed,
Yeah.
and maybe some nice books. You know, you can
We
put,
did well water. We had water next to
Yeah.
the bed.
you can put nice books on the bedside table that maybe the guests would be interested in. You know, little details like that. Fresh flowers, obviously, some hooks to hang
A mirror.
clothes, mirror. Yeah.
So that was a lot of
There's a lot of nice touches that you can do. And now we've teared this room to shred, not literally, but telling you everything that is wrong with this room.
Yeah.
On the bright side, though, if you do open these drapes, which we can't do because the sun's so strong, it's a nice sunny day today. If we open the drapes, what you will see is a spectacular view of Oslo's roofs,
Yeah.
which is really nice. I think it's one of the nicest views we've ever had.
Actually, we had a view this time.
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't have a view either.
Yeah, a lot of times they're like a huge curtain like this, and then the window is actually this big,
The curtain.
and the curtain gives the illusion of an amazing window. But today we have an amazing window. I think they must have upgraded us.
I think I have to put my mic on. Maybe we got an upgrade.
Maybe, yeah.
Once we stayed in Oslo, and they said there was a view of the ocean. And the view of the ocean was behind, like this opening behind two buildings.
Yeah.
And you saw the ocean.
You mean the fjord?
The fjord.
Yeah.
So that was a nice view. Thank you. Kind regards. But yesterday we had a job in Oslo, so that's why we're in the hotel right now.
Yeah.
And it was kind of interesting because we don't do much in Norway anymore. And there was a lot of people who came and, oh, you're the two knitters. And they hadn't seen us for a while because we don't do things. And like
well, we don't do things in Norway. Not many things in Norway anymore.
No, and then like they were telling us, oh, aren't you not going to the knitting festival somewhere? And we don't even know if there are knitting festivals because no one tells us.
Yeah.
And we don't know these things. But it was very nice that one lady said that if asked us if you actually know how much you've done for the knitting in Norway, because we changed by doing the Christmas ball book. She said we changed the whole knitting world because like when we came, there were two guys knitting and we were like cute and strange and we were different. And now there's like a lot of guys knitting and there's a lot of knitting festivals and
yeah, that's very nice.
I think we have changed. It's nice to actually say that we changed.
That was very nice,
because we kind of know we changed things when we came with the knitting ball book, the knitted ball book, but we hadn't thought a lot about it.
Yeah, but it was interesting seeing yesterday. We, besides doing what we do for you guys full time, which is doing the YouTube channel and traveling around, doing the knitting cruises and those things, and we have a web shop obviously. But in addition to that, we do work with other freelance things. And yesterday we were promoting some products that we design here in Norway. We can't tell you what it is. We can't talk about it because of the some strict regulation. Not really a secret, but there's some very strict regulations here in Norway about certain things. So we can't really go into detail of what exactly it is we design on the side. However, what was very interesting to me was that these products that we design, they sell very well in Norway. They sell incredibly well. And yesterday I realized that they sell very well, not because of us, not because of our name and all that, but because the product's really good. So that was very interesting to see how people were, they were talking to us, and many people at the beginning they didn't realize who we were until they suddenly realized.
Suddenly they realized, what is this YouTube?
They've forgotten about us. We haven't been around for a few years in Norway.
I think in Norway you need to have a book.
Well,
or you have to, I don't know what you have to do.
Back in 2010, 11, 12, 13, up until 2017, we had a lot of books out in Norway, and we were very much in the press because we had a good press department at the publishing house that put us in TV and newspapers and magazines. But once you kind of finished with that, we finished the books, we started focusing on our YouTube channel, and then things started happening abroad in the US, Canada, UK, Italy, France, Germany, Netherlands, all these places. And kind of when that happened, we became a little bit less known in Norway. Actually, I like that. I like that we don't.
Nice,
I like living an anonymous life here in Norway. I think it is really nice. But yeah, it was interesting seeing how people didn't recognize us in the beginning, and then they realized who we were. But they know our product because they've been buying it for many years.
And also there was a lady who said she came up with a very good business idea, which I liked actually, because she said she saw the videos like and shorts and how we knit, because she said you knit the old-fashioned way that people in Norway now they go to Estonia to learn how to do color work, and from what I understood, people in Estonia and Latvia and Lithuania they knit the way we do, which is considered a very old-fashioned way of knitting, but it's very efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also interesting because she said you should go around and you should teach people how to knit the old way.
Yeah.
Because hardly no one does that anymore. When you look at videos on YouTube, I haven't seen anyone else. I saw a Danish lady once. She had a video and she was knitting the way we do, but most people now
a lot of people did.
Yeah, but not on YouTube.
No, not on YouTube.
Most people they pick both yarns from the finger, or they have one yarn up like this, one on each side, and always on that side.
Yeah, and even the younger here in Norway, even the younger generation. So people in their 30s now, if you're a Norwegian and you're in your 30s, even 40s, you didn't know how to knit before, you probably learned to knit on YouTube. Or if you are a 40-year-old and you have a 20-year-old, you probably learned to knit on YouTube, and then you taught your 20-year-old how to knit from what you learned on YouTube. So it's changed now. Some Norwegians today, younger Norwegians don't knit the old-fashioned way anymore.
No, I don't think they do, because this is, from what I know, this is the old-fashioned way.
Well, one of. There's several, obviously.
There's probably other ways, but
yeah. We don't want to come across as saying that our way is the only way. Our way is the only old-fashioned way.
It's a very old way.
It's an old way, but there are many ways. I mean, lots of people knit in many ways. But we do see. I mean, I've seen a lot of Norwegians. They still put the yarn over the finger and they keep the finger down. That is still done by a lot of people our age or older. And then the younger people, I don't know how they learn really.
I don't know, but I find this very interesting because we have a new lecture we do. We did it the first time now on the tour in America, and we're going to work more on that lecture. And there are some interesting things coming up about knitting, which I'm going to call Anne Sunde later, and I'm going to talk to her about. I don't want to talk about all of this now, but there are some very interesting things there we have to find out. This is like a research, because this is like why are the different knitting styles, and I have some theories. I'm going to check with why this happened.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And you know what this means, though, Anna? We're becoming dinosaurs now.
Yeah, we are dinosaurs.
We're old-fashioned dinosaurs, I guess.
So we could do knitting retreats in Norway where we teach people the old way.
Yeah,
the old way.
The Norwegians. Yeah. It's time to do.
But I can't understand why this is dying, or why.
No, it's just
why there's so few people doing it around Norway. Like, because when I grew up, everybody did it.
I don't think there's few people. There's a lot of people doing it.
Maybe, but you don't see them.
But a lot of people are also learning on YouTube from other people. So it kind of everything changes, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's nothing. You know what they say. Nothing is as constant as change.
But everybody in my family knit the way we do, and everybody I know from the area where I'm from, they knit like I do. And then you can wonder, is it just that area, or
no?
But my mother was from another area, so I don't know. It's interesting. It's different. It's something to look into.
Something to look into. Absolutely.
It's like a social anthropology. Experiment or ethnographic thing. I think it's interesting to find out these things.
And I guess we'll just continue doing it old way. Now
we're not changing because it's quick, and I don't want to fickle with yarns everywhere. I think it's the easiest way.
But you know, it's all a method, And the method is the way, you know, in the end, it's the end result that counts. The way you do it doesn't really matter. But it's interesting to look into it and look at the history of that and look at how it's changed and why. And I think that YouTube is responsible for a big part of the change because you have a lot of people out there showing it differently, and they come from different cultures as well. And you know, somebody learned it from their mother that way because the mother learned it from her grandmother that way, and then it kind of all gets mashed up in a way. So it is interesting and something to look forward to. We use the old-fashioned ways of doing it, but usually we want to create things that are modern and new and with a twist. So we're looking at history, but our end result is always something fresh. In my opinion, when we work with design, which is our main thing, really. Clothing design.
Because on the last cruise, I think I talked about that on the last sit and this. Sorry, but I couldn't help myself and I bought yarn.
Oh, a surprise!
I bought around 1 kilo.
Okay.
Because
yeah, so these are from Hillesvåg. It's a fantastic yarn called Ask, Norwegian brand, non-superwashed, fantastic, very soft wool. It's crispy, and each one of these is 100 grams.
Yeah.
So 1 kilo is 10 of these skeins of yarn.
And I worked on this on the cruise, the satin style sweater that I'm copying the volume from this old one I bought in the thrift store. I haven't done much since I came back from the cruise.
Right. I mean, because I knitted a hat this much, and this is what you did on the cruise. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I did this much. Have you had to finish the collection for Rome?
I know.
So I made only this part.
Yeah, but you made this.
Yeah, this on the cruise.
On the cruise. When I made about this much
I
of a
finished
hat.
the tissue and the scarf. And,
Yeah, shut up.
Okay. But it's this is 200 grams of black, and I'm still having.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I have this left plus a little ball in the bag from the cruise.
Yeah.
And this is 100 gram white. And see, I had almost finished the body with, let me see, 200 grams of black and
So 2 of these.
yeah, and I'm still working on that. I think maybe
And 1 of these.
Yeah, I think maybe I can make the whole body with 200 grams.
It's incredible.
So 300, 200 and 100 with white. So
It's incredible.
the 300 grams for the body.
Mm.
And then you would think that for the sleeve, that would be like 200 grams.
But here's the
And
thing.
100, so 500 grams black and 200 grams
Yeah.
white.
That sounds correct.
That should be 700.
Grams. Yeah.
I think maybe 700 is enough, and I bought a
Yeah.
kilo.
So you bought 300 too many. So it means you can do a hat, or well, you can do many hats. You can do maybe gloves or mittens. You can
But
match
I
up.
can do another sweater with.
Yeah, but then you have to buy more. Well, that's a good excuse to buy more. Huh? Isn't that knitter's math?
No, but I found a really nice one because I want to do a lot of old style garments in this volume, and I found another one in blue and black and white.
Oh,
So then I probably have enough black for
that's
the
a
new
good
one. And I also found the pattern because I felt that I have seen this pattern before.
Oh, you found it?
I found it
Oh.
because I remember the jacket or the sweater that shrunk in the closet.
Yeah.
I had to stick it and make it into a jacket, and now I've been looking for the jacket and I've been looking for the buckets in the top left for months. And
Did you find them?
no,
No. Of course not.
but I found the pattern.
Yeah, exactly. You always find what you're not looking for.
Yeah.
So in 6 months, you'll find what you're looking for.
So it's actually this one.
Yay!
This is exactly the same pattern. And this one is in new satin style. It looks like it's from the 60s. And and this one came with this one, and you have the chart or the It gives
Oh, the description.
description of how to do the embroidery.
Yeah.
So the one I have, which I'm copying, has these embroideries.
But you're gonna take off. You're gonna take off the embroidery, right?
I'm gonna take them off and put them on this one, because the other one is a really bad one.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the one I bought is the one that this lady is wearing.
Yeah. It's interesting. You buy the sweater in a thrift store in Bergen. You love the volume of the sweater, but you're not happy with the way it was knitted.
No,
So
I love the volume and the embroidery.
So you decide to copy it. And then as you start knitting it, you realize that you've seen this before.
And I made it before.
You go to the archives and you find the pattern. That's actually pretty cool.
But the only difference is that the one I bought in Bergen is exactly this pattern, but they have added one row. So they have added this row on top of this. Maybe they wanted to have a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So
you love that volume.
I love the volume. So that's I'm doing this based on that volume, and you know now I can do if this works out nicely and I like the volume, I can do anything.
Yeah, you could.
And there's so many old sweaters. We have the patterns for them, the sharps, and I feel like I'm gonna do more of them.
Sounds like a plan, really.
I think it's a good plan. And then we have a new collection coming with woven, and there's one sweater. I'm gonna find the yarn and bring that with me on the next.
So which collection? Is it the one that we've just designed, or is it the one that is coming in?
The one that we just designed that is not out yet, but it's coming. There's one sweater.
Okay, so the one that because I'm confused now. So you're not talking about the one that we have designed but we haven't sent because
It becomes so small when you go back.
Oh, sorry.
It disappears in the background.
So you're talking about the one that we designed last year.
Yeah.
And that they made up, and it's all inspired by a trip to Svalbard.
It is.
Yeah.
So that one, I'm gonna bring yarn for that one also on the cruise and cast on the same stitches, but that will be in Norwegian wool, but I will use the same needles and the same number of stitches as I use for from here as well. Even though the Norwegian wool is a little bit thicker, but it works on the same needle, so it will be more or less the same volume. And this is a huge, big volume, so it doesn't matter.
So yeah, we're looking forward to the collection that we designed for Rowan. It's all inspired by Svalbard. It's got big huskies on them in Antarctica and big polar bears in Antarctica, and then little running dogs across the
things.
Yeah, so it's a cool collection, and you will probably see it quite soon as it's already ready to be launched and released. We're going to talk to Rowan and see if we can get the samples over so we can do a little run through on that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
We can do a show and tell on one of our last sit and knit for bits this year.
I know we brought a lot of stuff to Oslo just because you had to film sit and knit for a bit on a Sunday, but we're not going to bring all these things to England.
By the way, it is Sunday today.
It is Sunday today, but we're also
so we're doing sit and knit for a bit on a Sunday, the Sunday before the Sunday.
But we're going to go to England, so we're not going to bring all these things to England because you only have one language. But I also brought this. My plan was to work on this yesterday, but we didn't have time.
So this is not Arne's.
No, this is not ours.
This is a friend of ours who's knitted a really cool sweater for her son-in-law with a big pirate skull on the front. She knitted one for her grandchild, and then her son-in-law loves it. So she's asked us kindly to help her because she doesn't have a sewing machine.
No, so she asked us, can you steek it and sew it together? But then
it's not necessary to steek the sleeves, though.
No, this has to be sewn by hand.
Yeah.
Because I want.
Yeah, they were ready. They were knitted in pieces.
Yeah, and she didn't sew them together. This could easily be knitted on the round, but it was knitted in pieces, so I had to sew this together. That was my plan, but it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen unless you bring it on the plane.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Arne hates knitting on planes.
Yeah, because that people will know, what are you doing? And this is Norwegian wool.
Yeah, from Rowan.
So I brought this to finish it. It didn't happen.
It'll happen later.
So maybe I should bring.
You're not allowed to take that on top of the world though, because we have so many things to take.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
we should finish this for Christmas.
Yeah, get it finished for Christmas.
But sewing the sleeves.
Because we'll be back from Japan, and then we'll have a lot of time.
In Japan, I'm not going to bring this. I'm going to bring
No, after Japan. So Japan, when we come back from Japan, there's about 4 weeks to Christmas.
Yeah. We have to do some doll
5 weeks
in Japan.
Yeah.
Because we have that's like hanging over our heads. We have to do that.
So we have to do a lot of things.
There's so much to do, so little time. And since we're going to England, we're going on the quilting thing.
Yeah, we are.
Because we're going to promote our new fabrics and we're going to do workshops. So some of you might have done this already with us when you see this. So now you know what we have.
Very few though, because it's a small workshop we're doing twice on Monday and Tuesday.
But I brought my trouser. This is appropriate.
You belted them.
You know, this is something you have to wear on the quilt thing. This is like the sashiko style with the South African fabric.
Yeah, Arne's trousers.
This trouser was just holes, and you've seen it before, but I made some changes.
Yeah, because I told Arne that these jeans were beyond skinny.
They were very skinny.
They looked like tights. They were so, they were really literally glued to his legs, and when he walked, it looked very uncomfortable.
But the strange thing is, it wasn't uncomfortable.
Well, but I said to you, you cannot go outside wearing these because you look like you're wearing tights, and it just looks not so very, yeah. You did not look like a sausage. I never said that you look like a sausage. I would have never said that.
I said, look, there's still paint on the trouser.
But what I did say was that you need to expand those on the sides because they are too skinny.
So,
and you did, and now they actually look really great.
And now I added 4. How much did I add? I did strips of 6 centimeters. So there are actually 4 centimeters that disappeared in the seam allowance. So I added 4 centimeters, but it's 6.
But you didn't add it on the side. You added it on the.
I couldn't add it on the side because it was too thick. So I had to.
Because you have the.
I have to move the side seam a little bit in front.
Because you have the seam there, and you couldn't do it there.
Yeah, and I had already put all these things up, and you see. With the side seam and the pocket, I had to move it. So you see the side seam are where the pocket are, but I had to move it over here. And that works.
So we're going to tell you the story of these pants. Originally, we received these blue fabrics from a very lovely South African couple that came on our knitting cruise in 2023, the Svalbard Express. They brought us all these beautiful indigo fabrics, and they're all, what's so nice about them is that they're all blue, but they're different. They're different shades of blue and different designs as well.
We have also a few in purple, or more like red, purple, orange, red, purple kind of. But that's another.
Right. Another color family. But this color story was fantastic. And about the same time as we received these, I was on the website of Acne looking at some jeans that I wanted to buy. And I couldn't believe my eyes. I was looking for kind of regular jeans without anything on them, okay? No craziness. But I couldn't believe my eyes when they had a pair of jeans that were all patched up like this. And they cost $800 US. So a pair of $800 jeans with all patches. And I showed Arne and I said, look at this. This is so crazy. A pair of broken, distressed jeans and $800. And Arne said, well, I can do them better. I can do them better than Acne.
And the problem was I started to fix this trouser, and I think I showed that on the Sunday video already.
We have, yes.
Where I did, I used cotton yarn and I did basket weave. And I wove in the holes. But that took so much time, and the trouser got really thick.
Yeah.
So when we saw that picture, I was thinking, I cut everything out. And where there were big holes, I put denim fabric under the blue to make it thicker. And if there were just a little hole, it's just the fabric.
Yeah.
And also where there was a lot of paint, I put on the patch.
Because we used these when we painted rooms in the house. Now the thing is that these jeans, so Acne's cost $800. Arne's jeans are probably double. They're probably at least $1,600 because not only has he done all the patching up, but on top of that, he's done Sachiko embroidery,
So
which
if I
made
was
it.
paid per hour.
Well, if you were paid per hour, then and with your rate, this wouldn't. Nobody would be able to afford them. But these have, in addition to the patching, they're all embroidered by hand with Sachiko everywhere. So everywhere you look, and there's different patterns as
And I
well.
have to follow, like on this one, I went in between
Yeah.
the patterns.
And the reason you've done that is so that because you've layered this fabric over the jeans fabric, so you need to find a way to keep them in place, and that's why you've done the Sachiko embroidery.
But you know, then
It's insane.
I added 4 centimeters in the side, so that's 8 centimeters. So I hope it doesn't shrink in the closet.
Yeah.
Or because now I have to wear a belt.
Exactly. That's what we're going to
They're
come
falling
into.
down. No, they're actually quite baggy.
Yeah, I actually want to try that. Maybe I'll fit in them, or maybe not. I'll be just very depressed if I don't fit.
I think it will fit in. We don't
Yeah.
have to be different.
Yeah, I haven't seen you wear a belt in a very long
No,
time.
I found this belt in New York in like a cowboy store. I really love this.
Wasn't it like a thrift store?
No, it was a store who sold like jackets and hats and boots and belts and stuff.
It's very nice.
I think it's very nice. I love those cowboys.
Yeah. You've got this.
There's a big. It's like a little bit rock and roll.
It's a great look. I mean, you've got this really big cowboy belt buckle, and then you've got in brown, and then you've got the jeans, which is in this kind of black, and then you've got all the indigo in all the different blues. It's a fantastic jeans. I mean, I am so envious.
But I'm going to do one more because I have another one, which is also full of holes. And I have started to do the patches, but that's also very skinny.
Yeah.
It's a sausage. Skin.
Sausage jeans.
So, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do total 8 centimeters on that one. I could, but I will flare it.
Oh, flare would be nice.
I will have a different volume on the legs, because if not, I will have 2 jeans looking the same. And you can borrow this.
Oh, thanks. I'll try. If I can fit them, I would love to. Actually, the thing is, these are actually originally my jeans, and they shrank in the closet, and they shrank so much that I wasn't able to button them anymore, and I got very upset because they were expensive, and I was very upset that my jeans had shrunk in the closet. So I gave them to Arne because they were expensive enough that you still wouldn't wear them.
What happened? They shrunk in my closet also.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have the wrong closet.
So they shrunk twice, and I would be very depressed if I don't fit them now that you have 8 centimeters. But they do look very
They
wide.
look good, and they're wide, and they're more or less falling down if I don't wear a belt.
Yeah, and skinny jeans. It's so old now.
That's something to say just to.
No. Nobody wears skinny jeans anymore. It's
But
out
I
of
went to the
fashion.
store and they still had skinny.
Well, yeah, for the men who are reluctant to go with the trends. I'm just kidding.
People my age. And since we're going to England, where's the other? And I'm going to wear that one because it's very appropriate for a quilt show. So we have prepared.
Right, yeah. So we're doing 2 workshops in a garden, in a beautiful garden, to celebrate the launch of our fabrics and to celebrate Louis and Irene's 10th anniversary. So it's pretty cool that we're coming into Louis and Irene on their 10th anniversary.
So we brought a lot of these.
The usual.
Just to inspire people, the usual things. We still don't know if we have enough, but we're going to show people how we do these. We call them flowers, and here you can see how we have used our fabric with the magpie.
Yeah, how you manipulate them.
Yeah, because we like to cut out motifs and then put them together to make new motifs instead of just cutting out and you cut the head of a bird, or you do like it's like a blur of colors. And also how we like to mix vintage stuff from thrift stores or old fabric with new fabrics instead of if you just did a quilt with the fabrics from our collection, the color scheme will be the same. It doesn't open up for a lot of.
Yeah, so we need other
You
stuff.
need to add other fabric, or you need to add some old fabric and in the quilting instead of just go for the new stuff.
This one here, Arne, we shouldn't show it.
No,
Because we're doing our special quilting.
Don't show that.
So this one,
That will be
So-
we have some things.
so here's the thing. Today, when we record this, it's September 1st. So you're gonna see, so today we've got a regular tutorial on YouTube, which is, I think it's the easiest sock in the world revisited. That's the tutorial. So when you're watching this, sit in it for a bit, you just had the tutorial for the easiest sock in the world. But we've got a fantastic video of a crazy quilt patch that we made with new fabrics, but we made it to fit in with the vintage fabrics.
We can't
that
show
we're
that one
showing.
today because you will get it later.
Yeah, it's a 1-hour episode. And what we're going to do, because usually we do 1 week is sit in it for a bit, 1 week is a tutorial, 1 week is sit in it for a bit, 1 week is a tutorial. So this one's actually a kind of like a sort of tutorial because it's not a sit in it for a bit. But because we're going to travel now and we're going to be away until the end of September, what we're going to do is we're doing, so September 8th, which is today for you guys, it's 8 days earlier for us, but September 8th, we're doing this episode. And then we're going to do 2 episodes of tutorials, and then we're going to finish September with a sit in it for a bit. So we're moving the next sit in it for a bit 2 weeks forward, and what you get instead is this amazing 1 hour where we have a lovely report and we talk about a lot of things as we're sewing the quilt. So that would be like a special episode, and so we can't show you this. So now I've hid it. Yeah, this is the back. It's an old sheet, by the way. So yeah, Arne never throws anything away because he's sewing, he's backing his blocks.
Can we show this one or have we already?
No, that one's fine.
So this is also something. This is made of old tablecloth, and we have taken the small flowers and we made mini hexagons, and then we applique them on top to keep all the different motifs from the original. So this goes into the summer quilt.
Wow, yeah.
We have to check now if we have enough for a quilt.
What should we do? I mean, we should.
We have so many, and then I'm working on this one. This is actually from.
That's very nice.
This is from 2 different tablecloths,
Yeah.
and there were not enough flowers, so this is combination of 2 different. So it looks like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sew this together in England.
Yeah, I read a comment somewhere. Someone was very upset about us cutting these old tablecloths. But to be honest, these tablecloths are a dime a dozen. Nobody wants them. They get
That's why you
shipped,
get them so cheap.
right. They get shipped to these thrift stores where they're just lying there. Nobody's using them. And here's the thing: no matter which thrift store you go to in Norway, you can actually find the same thing. The same old tablecloths that nobody wants, the exact same ones. So they are really a dime a dozen.
And they're not handmade.
They're not handmade.
We have one type we have a lot of, and they're made in China.
Yeah, they're cheap
They look
machine
like
embroiders.
it's cross stitches, but
It's not.
it's not handmade. So
So we find it better to go to the thrift stores and buy them up and then use them in our work because to start with, it's cheap material, very cheap. And the embroideries are quite nice, even if they are machine made. And nobody wants them, so they just get thrown out. So I think it's
and you know,
okay.
in the thrift stores in Norway, there's you can find so many. So there's another one I collect, which I'm gonna do a shirt. Oh, I start copying. And so I collect those. Every time I find them, I get them. And this we have loads of these.
Yeah,
And these are
exactly the same.
Exactly
You can find
the
them
same.
everywhere.
And to keep the big motif, we have made a big hexagon in the middle, and then we put these embroideries on the outside.
And sometimes when we're in these thrift stores, we do find them treasures, little hand embroidered things that are unique. And those we buy and we keep. We put them in our archives. If they're unique, if they're handmade, if they're very beautiful, but then usually they're also more expensive. So you pay what you pay for, really. These are a dime a dozen, and then you've got, eventually, on occasion, something very beautiful, handmade that is 100 years old.
But
Obviously,
when you see these things in real, you see if they're machine made or handmade. If you see it on the video, you might think it's handmade.
and obviously we're not gonna cut a handmade piece because number one, it'll frail. It'll frail. Number two, you can't cut a 100-year-old piece of fabric. You need to preserve those. And number three, these machine embroideries, even when you cut them, they stay. They don't frail because they are, in the back. They're even back with
like knots everywhere.
yeah, they're knots everywhere, and there's like a stiff fabric, and you can just cut through them. And then once you sew them with a new seam, they stabilize. So yeah,
I also brought this one.
I got that as a gift once when I bought some
Yeah,
stuff.
this is so cute. And then some
Little treasures.
no, just have all we need. Hexagons. We have threads, and we have the what you call that again? The binders.
Oh, paper clips.
Paper clips, because we like to use that when we place the fabric on the hexagons before we sew them down. So, and then I brought the machine in case
we need to stack something.
in case you have to make more. So
Is that the 4-inch hexagon or the 3-inch?
it's maybe 3 inches,
3-inch hexagon.
3.5 or 3.
That's the favorite. Anything with a 3 in it, like a needle number 3 millimeter or a 3.5 millimeter. And then you've got the 3-inch hexagon maker. So 3 is our number.
That's a good number. So that's good. That we didn't bring much to the workshop.
No. I
This
mean,
is enough.
they've got fabrics.
Yeah.
We don't really know what we're going to. We've never done a workshop in fabrics or patchwork or quilting before. This is going to be the first time. But we do know that it's in our style. It's in a beautiful British garden, and we're going to take a break to walk around in the garden. I brought umbrellas because it is going to rain. Apparently,
I googled already. There are a little town.
Sir Hillard's garden or something. It's in
Close to
Hampshire.
little town, and they have thrift stores.
Ew. We're going to take a taxi and go to the
Great.
thrift stores
They're
today.
open today.
Yeah. Yay.
Yay.
So that'll be fun.
And then
Okay, so and then when we were on our cruise that we just did from the Svalbard Express, it starts and ends in Bergen. So you already saw the sit in it about that. If you haven't, go back 2 weeks and you hear everything about the polar bear that we saw that was about this big because it was at a distance. And I just wanted to tell you one thing about seeing polar bears in Norway. It's very rare. Because they are only found in Svalbard. But in Norway, there are very strict rules, extremely strict rules. And it's actually illegal to follow a polar bear. It's completely illegal. It's also illegal to approach a polar bear. And it's not only illegal, but it's lethal. It's very dangerous.
And some people told me we're like chasing.
Yeah, so I want to reiterate that
So that's not true.
our ship was about 1.5 mile. 1.5 mile. No, sorry, 1 mile, 1.5 kilometer away from the polar bear. And the ship did not in any way deviate to chase the bear. We were at 1 mile of the polar bear. And the polar bear was so small that it fit right in there. If I put my finger out, that's what I could see. And then when
Is it a polar bear or is it a piece of snow?
Yeah, exactly. And then when I looked at my binoculars, I could see that it was a little bit more yellow. And then the polar bear went from this to this. So, I mean, impossible to.
But luckily, we had a guy with a really good camera.
Yeah, and he was able to
zoom
zoom in.
So thank you.
Yeah, but we just want to reiterate that in Norway, chasing polar bears is illegal. And in no way can anyone or any tourist operator have this so-called polar bear tourism. It's not allowed in any way. But if you are, if you happen to be in Svalbard, there is a chance that you may encounter one way or another. And if you're going to encounter a polar bear, I do have to say, I'd rather it happens when you are comfortable on a ship and safe at 1 mile's distance from the bear. I do not want to be on land.
And that's why when we go into these fjords and we go on the shore, they always have the crew out with guns first, so they check that there's no polar bears around, and if they see a polar bear, they shoot like up in.
But not at the polar bear. It's not allowed.
They don't shoot to kill it.
They are armed with rifles, but they also have this special gun that will shoot up something that will create some lights and some noise. So the whole point is you're not allowed to kill the bears either. So you have to run and get to the ship on time. And the noise of the guns and whatever is just to scare them away. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, Arne, I'd rather there's a third person there that we can run faster from. It's just look for that old lady. No. No. That's so mean.
Stay close to the slow one.
Yeah, stay close to the slow one, and then if you see run. Yeah. No, anyway, no, we're just kidding. We are.
I'm so sorry because we're just kidding.
We're just kidding. But we are going back to Svalbard in a few days' time. So when you watch this, we're in Venice. We're in Venice for the Biennale. We're doing the Biennale in Venice. So just visiting the art show a few days. This is where we get our inspiration. This is where we get ideas. So it's very much a work trip for us. And we have decided a long time ago that the Venice Biennale is one of the shows that we have to see, being able to develop our work further. So we're doing that. And then we're going on our knitting trip that we organized that we call Knitting on Top of the World. And for the Knitting on Top of the World trip, we start in Svalbard and we're going to be 3 days in a tiny, tiny ship. Then we're going to go to northern Iceland, we're going to the Faroe Islands, and we're going to Shetland. So we are actually dealing with some of the most iconic and important knitting cultures of Northern Europe. So you've got Norway and Svalbard. And by the way, in Svalbard, now in the museum, you can see interesting garments that have been uncovered because of the permafrost is melting.
So the people who were buried in Svalbard, they are now coming up.
Yeah, they were buried in the 17th century. And now you can see what the whale hunters from Holland, or from the Netherlands, who came to Svalbard at the time, what they were wearing. And they're wearing a lot of very interesting knitting. So you've got very interesting knitting from the Netherlands as well. Plus you've got Norway as a knitting culture. And then we go to Iceland, where we get the Icelandic knitting culture. The Faroese stunning knitting culture, which is also related to Denmark, obviously. And then finally we do the Fair Isle and the beautiful Shetland color work.
And hopefully the weather will be good,
yes,
so we can go to all the places.
Fingers crossed.
So if not, we have some things prepared. We're going to do some work, like lectures and stuff in case. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. And this is a cruise that we are so excited about. We did it last year, and this is probably the most anticipated one ever, because it's the last time that the cruise line, it's the last time that they're doing this one. We don't know if it will ever be done again. For sure, not the next few years. So the people that are coming on this, and I'm not talking only about our small group of 40 people, but I'm talking about the whole ship, is really the only departure this year. So it's pretty sought after and very exciting.
We decided that this time we will try to spend more time in the science.
In the lab, yeah. I'm going to do a lot of stuff.
They have that, and we didn't do it last time.
No, last time we were knitting all the time. But this time, I'm going to take a little break from knitting, and I'm going to be very active in the lab. I want to learn more about geology and about marine biology and all that. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's why you do these trips. These are educational trips with a full science team on board. And next year, we're very happy to announce that next year, we are also going to organize a Knitting on Top of the World trip. But next year's Knitting on Top of the World trip is going to go to Greenland. Yeah. So we're going to start it in Iceland, in Reykjavik. And from Reykjavik, we're going to Nuuk in Greenland. And then we're going to travel to Disco Bay to see the giant glaciers and learn more about
Why is it Disco Bay?
Disco with a K. Not this disco. No. It's disco, but with a D-I-S-K-O, Disco Bay. Anyway, we're going to go to Greenland and inspire ourselves from the Greenland culture. And as many of you may know, the original Icelandic lupi sweater, the whole design of the yoke is inspired by Greenland and the Inuit folk costumes with all the beading. So yeah, it's going to be so exciting. So that will be next
I
year.
thought you should dress up like this one.
Oh, okay. To go to disco.
Disco bay.
Yeah.
Look what we got.
Well, we.
Or I got. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know there was one more because we have, or I have, 3 of these now, the Barbies from the movie. And in Bergen, when we came back from the cruise, I found this one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this doll before with that outfit, so I think now we only miss the Ken.
Yeah, it's very
Ken doll.
It's very dangerous letting Arne loose at an airport anywhere in the world because he will find something to buy. I mean, there's no doubt about that. If there's something to buy, he will find it. He comes over. I'm sitting there. I'm having a cup of tea. I'm kind of reading a magazine. I can't wait to get on the plane because I'm tired. And he comes and he says, "Oh, I found one more Barbie. Can I buy her?" And I go, "Well, it's your money."
But I'm a little bit unsure sometimes.
Of course you can buy
it.
it.
Crazy or is it not? No. But
well, it is crazy, but what am I going to say? I'm not going to say no.
And you know, I decided not to open it, but I put it in my hand luggage and it broke, so I had to move it. But
well, you're very upset now.
No, not really.
What I want to do, I mean, since he bought these dolls, I want to open them, I want to take them out, and I want to do their hair, because look at that.
It's already done.
No, it's not done. I mean, you need to brush it so she gets... But that's not going to happen. He's not going to let me touch those, is he? No. So you buy...
There's older dolls for you.
Yeah.
You can touch.
But you buy these, and then you don't take them out of the box. So what's the point? I don't understand.
Because they're nice to look at.
Yeah, but
maybe it's an investment.
But wouldn't you want
to 15 years?
Yeah, but
so then I'm dead.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, not really. I can be 100 and something.
Yeah. 100.
20 years.
But wouldn't you want to play with them? I mean, isn't that the point?
I'm too old to play with dolls.
That's true.
Come on, I don't play with dolls.
And I want to say,
I just collect them and I do doll clothes.
And I want to say that these are not cheap. I mean, if you go to the store and you buy a regular Barbie doll, they are not expensive. But this is incredibly expensive. So I don't think these are for kids because of the cost. These are quite insane.
They are a bit expensive.
Yeah, it's like $100, isn't it? No, it's like $80. $80 for a Barbie doll. Yeah. Somebody is making a lot of money, and it's not us.
Like me.
Yeah. On people like him.
And then I saw another doll in the thrift store on Instagram, and I didn't. I'm like, should I ask them what the price is? But I haven't done it. I shouldn't do it. What? That's the children, the one I saved from the garbage.
You know what? I support you. If you want to buy it.
Looks like the one I saved from the street.
Yeah. So what's the point?
I'm saving dolls. But it's cute when you have loads.
Okay. If you want to buy it, go buy it. Okay, everybody. Now I have a very important announcement to make. We need to start packing our gear because we are going to put it in the car and we're going to drive to the airport, and we need to get to the airport by 11:30. Yeah, exactly. So this is we're not in a hurry in any way. We can get this together in 10 minutes. But what I want to say is that we need to leave. We are going to England, and then we're going to Venice. And by the time you catch up with us on this podcast, we will probably, because now it's going to be 7 in the evening here in Europe. We're going to probably, and today is Sunday. We're going to one of my favorite Venetian restaurants tonight. It's called Alcova. I made the reservations already, and I can't wait to indulge in their amazing fish carpaccio and seafood carpaccio from the lagoon with a lovely sprinkle of olive oil and lemon. The only way to eat fish, in my opinion. I can't wait. And of course, for the people with very sweet teeth, Alcova has the most amazing desserts. I'm sure they have something with meringue. Yeah, right.
Okay, so put on the last thing. I made that one.
Oh, okay.
On the cruise.
So do you want me to put on this? Okay, I'll put this on and then we'll do the...
Because you had your birthday and you need to keep warm in the winter. So this is finished now.
Yeah. I think we showed it already, and I already put it on.
No, you did?
I did, yes.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. Was it finished on the last sit on it?
It was. But anyway, I'll just keep it on. I'll just
You put it on for your Christmas or your birthday party.
Yeah.
Birthday picture.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got it on for my birthday picture.
So you want.
And by the time you watch this, this pattern is now available on our web shop at arnecarlos.com. So you can go there now and get it. It's really fun to knit. Yeah, it is. I do like it. It becomes like a vest because it's got this panel. Do I have to stand up? Oh. Very good. It's got a nice panel. Anyway, we hope that you have enjoyed this episode. And if you have, please give us a really big thumbs up. Like and subscribe, and turn on your notifications if you are a subscriber. This way, you'll never miss an episode. Now, the liking and the subscribing and the commenting really help us here on YouTube. So it is really important for us that you guys engage as much as you can, because that means that we will be able to continue funding the channel and keep doing these podcasts for free.
Maybe we could stop traveling.
Maybe we could stop traveling, but we can't because we have to work. Yes. And keep in mind that we do free episodes every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central European Time, which is noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Mm-hmm. And Arne, for additional content,
you can be a member.
Yes.
And you can get some other things that only members can see.
Right. So for additional content, consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking on the join button that you can find next to the subscribe button. And for members, we offer exclusive behind-the-scenes tours. We offer live Q&As with knitting help once every other month. We offer shenanigans and cooking episodes and a lot of other fun stuff. And the revenue from the members channel is also part of funding our YouTube channel so that you can continue watching content here for free. So
that's it.
That's it.
I think you have to pack.
We have to pack. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again soon. Remember that we're going to do 2 weeks of regular episodes and sit in it for a bit. We'll be back again in the end of the month. So thank you so much for watching, and see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.